everyone, Holly here and welcome back to my channel. Really excited because tomorrow morning first thing we're going to be getting up and heading to Hornby Island. A charter is going to be meeting us there, which will take us and all of our scuba gear out. I've actually never done a boat dive before, and the thought of having all of my scuba gear, layers, etc. on and effortlessly jumping into the water is a little bit daunting, but I'm also incredibly excited. We'll hope for good visibility. The weather forecast is looking great. I'm gonna pack up my gear, get everything ready so that we're sorted for the morning, and then try and get some sleep. Let's get going. To get to Hornby Island, we took a drive to Horseshoe Bay Ferry Terminal and then got on about a 2-hour ferry over to Vancouver Island. Leaving at 4:30 in the morning while super duper early set us up really well for a gorgeous morning sunrise. The views from the ferry were exceptional. After finishing up our coffee and a bit of light breakfast on the ferry, we continued our trek across Vancouver Island, making our way to meet our boat charters at the pickup point to take us over to Hornby Island. It was a gorgeous day. We were blown away by the weather, completely blue skies, very still water, great conditions, which made setting up super easy as we unloaded and got all of our gear ready. From the boat ride were incredibly scenic and featured some of my favorite PNW creatures from afar. Then made our way to a rock wall that is known for featuring a lot of life and prepared to descend. Something I love about diving in British Columbia is how different and complex the underwater landscape can look. It can be rocky, sandy, jagged, and full of surprisingly bright pockets of color. I was waved over by my friend who had spotted one of the most colorful crabs of all, a massive Puget Sound king crab. The conditions on this dive were great, so we continued following the rock wall, admiring starfish, sea urchins, and all of the little life living in between. The anemone here appeared to be thriving as it decorated some sections of the rock wall in spades. Of course, a few bright nudies were spotted in the mix too. And just when I thought this dive couldn't get any better, we spotted a dark and fast-moving flash in the murky distance. Suddenly, nearby sea lions decided to join us on our dive. Started with 1, then 2, then 5, then I honestly lost count. Never recommended to approach sea lions, but if they find you while diving, you don't really get that much of a choice. They were incredibly playful, curious, and insanely agile. Without a doubt, these were moments I will cherish for forever. Sea lions have been called sea puppies before, but they are wild and should be respected as such. My experience with them was incredibly positive, especially considering we've been exploring their neighborhood. Thank you so much for joining us on Hornby Island and for coming along for that dive. Diving Hornby Island captured so much of what I've loved about diving in British Columbia and featured some creatures that I was extremely excited to see and interact a little bit with. That was actually the last dive in Canada for the time being, as I am going to be heading to Indonesia to complete my Dive Master certification. I've been training pretty steadily here in Canada and working a full-time job in tech, but I've decided to quit my job and try to pursue this a little bit more full-time. I'd love to take you along with me and share my passion with you and potentially inspire you to explore the ocean or get to know it a little bit better, and also share opportunities to be able to protect it and preserve it. If any of that sounds interesting to you and you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe, comment below on what you'd like to see next or what maybe some of your favorite things were about the Canadian dives. It's going to be quite the contrast, warmer waters. And thank you as always for watching and following along. We'll see you next time.